Good afternoon, friends. Today I want to talk to you about vapor honing. Kind of want to review this little unit that I've got in the shop here, kind of give you some tips on what I'm experiencing with it and how I feel about the machine itself. This is one of the micro vapor hones by Vapor Honing Technologies. I'll put the link in the description below so you can kind of see what this unit is and what it's supposedly capable of. Now when you think vapor honing, you think a nice, smooth, clean, really awesome looking surface. And this gives you a good look, honestly, on Harley Davidson parts. I took the time today to work with this unit and vapor hone a few of my own parts to see if I could get this finish. Now, one of the things I'm working with is aluminum oxide. This 120 grit. I ordered this off of Amazon. They recommend 120 grit, 30, 40, 50 grit. This is the lowest you can go for cutting, polishing, cleaning, honing. So that's what I got for this unit. What I started off with was a shovel head dual disc hub. This was powder coated initially, and I did go through and vapor hone it. Now the powder coat is super tough to cut through. You can see it left a lot of it on there, and this unit's already starting to rust a little bit, and this is just from today. Now I didn't get all of the powder coat off, unfortunately. This is about 2 hours worth of work, and it is really putting a strain on my compressor and this unit to keep up with the volume needed to get this thing to this point. Now keep in mind, the air compressor that I'm running is a DeWalt air compressor. I think it's a 60 gallon. It's a 14.6 SCFM, and I do have air lines throughout the shop, so I'm sure there's a volume issue there as well. I noticed when I'm running the unit here, it probably runs for 5 to 6 minutes, and then the compressor will kick on to keep it at the 100 psi I keep in the lines here. I can adjust the volume on this on the side to turn it up or down. Today, I believe I was running it at about 60 psi, and that seemed to cut really well. The second hub that I did today was that star hub that I had, and this thing was chrome plated. And honestly, I think it did a pretty good job taking the chrome plating off. This seemed to cut real well, and it seemed to finish out pretty nicely. It left a nice smooth surface. It didn't get all of the chrome off, so I'll probably actually hit this with a wire wheel one time right before I paint it, because I do want to paint this black. Now when it comes to the unit itself, let's talk about a couple of things. The gloves that are in this unit are not the right gloves for it, so they do leak, unfortunately. They leak right out of the seams, so it ends up having your arms wet. I will have to buy the right gloves for this unit. For me, the biggest drawback to this unit is the window on the top here. Now, when you're vapor honing, you're supposed to see what you're doing in here, but between the water and the media splashing about, it really does cover the screen. You can kind of see there's a brown silt on top of this, and as it's spraying, there's no real good way to clean it off. What I noticed I was doing is I was actually cleaning my gloves with the sprayer in there and getting them as clean as possible, and then wiping the windscreen on the inside every few minutes. Not even few minutes, every probably 30 to 40 seconds. I could go longer than that, but it got really hard to see where you were honing. Now with a round part like this, it's really hard to see the finish that's coming through on this as you're honing, because it's spraying everywhere. It's making this difficult to see through, so there's no good way to see it. So if you're thinking about one of these units, I know that Vapor Hone Technologies has a couple of different options. They've got one with a wiper, they've got ones with sprayers, they've got other units, obviously not this small. This is nice because it is a desktop unit, so it fits pretty much anywhere. It only takes 2 gallons of water and then about 5 pounds of the media. But it would be nice if it had something to spray on the surface here so you could see inside the cabinet while you were actually doing the honing. For me, that's the biggest drawback to this whole unit. Everything seemed to work really well. I probably don't have enough volume coming out of my compressor to make this make sense, unless I'm using it on smaller parts. If I'm doing smaller things, carburetors, and things of that nature, it's probably going to work a little easier. Obviously with steel units, it's going to take more time to polish steel. Things that are powder coated, that's going to take even more time to get through the powder coat. But I'm thinking bare aluminum is going to be the easiest on that. I have not done a carburetor yet, but I've seen carburetors that were done, and my hope is to do more research with this and take my time and kind of learn the machine a little better and figure out the ins and outs. I like it so far. I'm not 100% sold on this unit. The biggest, like I said, the biggest drawback for me is you can't see inside the cabinet when you're actually using it. So I don't know if that's something that Vapor Hone Technologies is going to rectify with their small cabinets, or something they're working on, or it's just one of those nature of the beast type deals where when you have one of these, you just have to take what you can get with it. As far as buying one, I know that they are on Facebook Marketplace. I've seen them used. You can buy them new. They're kind of a vast range in prices. It's one of those things that it may not make sense for everybody to own. I like the unit for what I'm doing, and it probably will work for everything I need. I can't do much in it because the cabinet is not that big on the inside. I mean, there's not a ton of working space inside there. I don't know what the exact volume is on the inside there, but like I said, I'll link that in the description below so you can take a look at it. Overall, this is going to fit my need for a little while. Maybe one day I'll invest in a bigger cabinet and we'll get something with, some sort of a watering system or a wiper or something so I can see what's going on. It's like driving in a rainstorm with no windshield wipers. You can't really see in front of you, and it's kind of dangerous on the road, not dangerous so much here, but makes it hard to, turn out a good product that's consistent. You can get streaks on these things, and obviously, as you can see, there are some high and low spots here where it didn't cut through everything, and where I've cut through a lot, I've gotten down to the copper base here, because in order to chrome plate, you have to copper plate first. You can't put a bare metal product into the chrome dip without a copper plating. You need something in between, otherwise it'll ruin the chrome plating. But it turned out okay. It's good enough for me. I'm going to be able to paint this thing now. I'm going to paint that front one. Hopefully this afternoon I'll get these painted, and then they'll look brand new, and I'll be able to reassemble these wheels soon enough. If you guys have any questions about this, or any thoughts, or anything that you could tell me to help educate me a little better on one of these units, maybe something I'm doing wrong, I welcome that. Any comments or any commentary that we can have back and forth, I definitely appreciate. If this video was helpful, I hope it was. Please give it a like. Check out the website below. Look into the units that they have if you're thinking about getting into vapor honing, or of course check your local Facebook Marketplace. There's a lot on there. Well, friends, quick and easy video today. Just kind of want to talk about this unit. I know it's been in the background of a ton of videos, and I finally put it to good use today, so I wanted to show you how it worked out. I appreciate you all sticking till the end. We'll catch you next time.